10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes. Absolutely buzzing to be doing a normal show on a Friday night. Need to have a chat with Martin because I miss doing these shows on a Friday night where we just talk about the weekend's game coming up. We might need to move the Old Brothers show to a different night because I like my Friday nights talking about the game. We'll get through the usual stuff. All super chats available in the bottom right-hand corner if you wish to donate. Or you can become a member at 99p a month. We will be doing prize draws. I don't think they're going to be monthly at the moment. It's just because there's a lot going on in the background with stuff. But we will be giving away some stuff for free. I can promise you that. Well, to members, basically. Leslie's in the house as well. I hope you're feeling better, Leslie. Scotty's waiting to come on. There's a big game tonight as well. Apparently, Man United are playing Bournemouth. If you can call it a big game. But to be honest with you, Man United will probably want them to win tonight because we can't catch them. Bournemouth are in our kind of area. So a Man United away win would actually be a good result for us tonight, which I freaking hate to say, but there we go. Gary's in the house as well. I hope you all had a chance to digest what I said last night. I did go on a bit of a rant. I thought it was well justified. No one said it wasn't, to be fair. So there we go. So it might have landed all right. Would the Old Brothers not be better monthly? Just a thought. Maybe. I don't know. We'll speak to Martin. Good evening, all. My first show, post Barca and the safest space I know. Hi, Baz. Hi, Les. Hi, Gary. Hi, Chaz. Hi, Jules. Hope you're well. Vinny Pierre. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are we doing?
It's nighttime in Newcastle.
It is. It's nighttime in York.
Yeah.
Chaz.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Chaz.
Don't need to become a member.
Chaz became a YouTube member.
Yeah. Hello, my cheeky monkeys. Hello, Stu. Right, let's bring Scotty boy in. How we doing?
Yo, I'm good, guys.
Yo. This is the night. These are the nights we've been waiting for because we get to talk about an absolute fucking belter of a game on Sunday. It's a shame it's at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, but there we go. Stop putting yourself down, Baz. It was a good show last night. I'm not putting myself down. It's just because I had a rant, and some people don't like rants. I don't like shouting at screens. That's why I didn't shout. But a lot of it needed to be called out, to be fair, because there's a lot of crap going around at the moment. Some fantastic news. First of all, the charity match is in the working. So this will be the third year we're doing it. It will be in August. I haven't got the official date yet, but the good news is our friends across the pond are going to be involved. And by wars, yeah. So it's going to be a Newcastle Sunderland game, Newcastle v Sunderland, our channel against Stewie's channel. It will be at Newcastle Benfield Football Club in aid of two charities for the kids club that they do in the morning, where they feed on average 148 children per day, Monday to Friday. They do it out of their own pocket. They get it by donations. I've seen it firsthand. It was incredible. I've never seen, the whole school was basically there in the morning at the football club, and they put music on, they let them to box, to get energy out, and free food. It's incredible. And the other charity, the Bradley Laurie Foundation.
Nice.
A massive shout out, obviously, for the Sunderland side of things. I spoke to Lynn on the phone for 25 minutes, I think it was, when I was waiting to go into a shop, just to touch base with her and say, we're doing this for your charity. Do you want to be involved? You don't have to be. We're still going to be doing it for you, but we want to see if you want to help out. And she said, I will give you as much help or as little help as you want. Which was absolutely
that's fantastic.
So already they said they've got the bucket sorted on the day for us. They're going to do a raffle with Stu on the Sunderland side of things. We're going to do a raffle. It's going to be an amazing day again. Face painters, bouncy castles. And I'm hoping when Joe decides to message me back from Lisa's, we might have a live band on as well. So
keep on the Lisa's.
I've got so much to do, but there's going to be a lot of help this year, and it's going to be big and massive, and I just can't wait to do it. We've helped out loads of charities. We've raised over £12,000 in 3 years. You know, we've never stuck with one charity, which is how we like it, because there are so many charities out there who deserve support. So we're trying to get through as many as we can, as quick as we can. So, you know, if anyone's got a charity that they want us to help, we'll look at doing something in the future. So, and Shearer Foundation, Bobby Robson Foundation, they're two on my mind as well. There's just so much, isn't there? It's horrible that we have to keep doing all these charity stuffs because it shouldn't be needed, but that's just the way the world is, isn't it?
It's all good stuff. Yeah.
I'm just glad we're on the road of doing another fantastic full day out, and hopefully, Dan, you'll be in a better position to be over again.
Let's see. Fingers crossed.
Right, let's get through some other stuff before we start talking about the derby. There is a fixture change. Crystal Palace has been moved to Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoffs. That means it's probably going to be on Sky. I know, but that also could be because are they still in the UEFA?
They are.
The Europa
they are.
League?
That's why. Yep, that's why
they'll
it's
be
been
playing
moved.
on the.
Yep.
Yeah, they're playing Thursday night, won't they?
Yep.
Right. This is doing my head in.
I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed because that's our first Premier League morning after my return to the States, and I was so excited about having a Newcastle match on that Saturday, and now it's on Sunday. So that's the way the cookie crumbles.
It is. It happens. Right. Before we get talking about the game, we might as well just fold as a football club, because next season we're losing 8 players according to all the rumours. So we might as well not bother. We might as well not bother trying to get into Europe or trying to do this and do that, because everyone's leaving and everyone seems to believe all the rumours for some strange reason, which is one of the reasons why I had my rant yesterday, and one of the reasons why I've been having a bit of a rant again today on Twitter, as I always do. Dan, your thoughts on all these rumours? I mean,
it's shit. No, I mean, come on, man. But this happens every time. And listen, if you weren't a good team, if you weren't a good club, if you didn't have good players, you wouldn't be linked with any of them. You know, so this is not a bad thing in terms of publicity, because quite frankly, any publicity is good publicity. Even bad publicity. It's like pizza,
true.
You know, It's always good pizza. But I mean, it's just, for me, it's a bunch of crap, because we haven't heard anything coming out of any of the players. You know, we've heard a lot of stuff coming out of Sandro Tonali's agent. And quite frankly, I'd like it a lot if Ross Wilson called a meeting with that guy and said, you know, you either shut your trap or, you know, we're going to bury you under St. James's Park. It goes, all it does is disrupt preparations. I feel bad for Eddie Howe in press conferences when he has to answer questions about them. You know, Keith Downey was asking him about it this morning, and he was just like, look, you know, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to us. It's disrespectful to the players. It's disrespectful to the club. It's disrespectful to the fans. You know, for anybody to claim that they're in advanced negotiations with Bruno Guimaraes to leave and go to Manchester United, we know is crap, because Bruno was too busy getting a yellow card on the bench at the Camp Nou. You know, so just I don't put any credence into it. Again, Eddie's got the guys noses down to the grindstone, all preparations for Sunday, and just go. Yeah, Les says in the comments, are we the only team to have good players? You know, because we're the only ones that anybody likes to talk about for some reason. And it comes on the back of an embarrassing result for us. But again, nothing to be ashamed of. We played our hearts out against Barca for 5 halves. I can't legislate for what happened in the 6th half. Whatever happened in the locker room that night and how we came out and how the word capitulation was used. Okay, that's one word. I just felt bad for them. But we've gone the furthest that we've ever gone in the Champions League in that competition. We have continued to put product on the pitch. Elanga is only the 2nd Swede to have scored a brace at the Camp Nou.
Yeah.
He's only the 3rd player to score a brace in the first half at the Camp Nou. I mean, just setting records all over the place. So, it's crap. Sunday is all that matters at this point.
It is.
There, I had my rant.
Yep, you're right. Scott, your turn.
I mean, it's every time you turn on social media, though, isn't it? You've got links with somebody, and it is all crap. And Dan's hit the nail on the head. We just need to. We've got 8 cup finals left. 8. We need to get, heads down. Forget about all the rumours. The players need to forget about them as well. They've got a World Cup coming up. They need to play their best. And some agents just need to shut up. They really do, because they forget what we've done for some of their players as well, especially Sandro Tonali, who, his misdemeanor anywhere else wouldn't have gone down or be supported like it did at Newcastle. So he needs to just shut up. Bruno's going nowhere. It's disrespectful. How they think they can just walk in and take these players from teams is ridiculous. They just need to shut up.
Yeah, it's like the Man United, I'd love Tonali, I would love Bruno. It's just like, hold on a minute. You're not cherry picking our players just because you've had one twilight season in the Premier League where you got lucky that Carrick took back over and got you on a winning streak. God knows how long that's going to last. And are they going to get a new manager, which then stuffs it all back up again? So, but yeah, it is nice that we have got excellent players and that other teams are looking at. It's just the one thing that really winds me up is that every time one of those players do well, they get linked to another Premier League top 6 club. It's not he's going off to Spain, to Real Madrid or Barcelona. He's off to Bayern Munich. He's off to Juventus or AC Milan or someone like that. It's always moving to one of the top Premier League big 6. That's the frustrating thing. It is, because Tonali's all, and the rumours we've heard, and even Elton Wellesbury confirmed this because he spoke to Tonali's agent, that the only place he would leave is back to Italy because his missus is homesick. They've just had a baby. And Tonali, I don't think, wants to move because he's obviously had an interview with Lee Ryder, who I'm not a fan of at all. But he did say that he wanted to be part of the leadership group next season. That's a player who doesn't want to move. But if your wife is there with the baby and missing home, that's a tough decision to make. It really is. So he's not going to move to Manchester, is he? I mean, that's not getting closer to fucking Italy, is it?
No.
So there we go. So, I mean,
well, they convinced Rob Lee once that Newcastle was closer to London than Middlesbrough. So
that was brilliant. And to be fair, it's probably faster on the train these days as well. Anyway, so there we go.
Yep.
I treat it as a bit of a compliment sometimes, but when it's every day, Grinda, it's frustrating.
It does your head in. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if you saw my tweet today. We're going to come to it soon. But first of all, I thought this was a great one from Mark Douglas. So that's Lewis Hall, Dan Burn, Tino Livramento, and Gordon in the last at England squad before the World Cup. None anywhere close to that level when they signed, but Eddie Howe isn't a good coach. And this is where who have I forgot?
Ramsdale's in the squad as well.
Oh yeah, Ramsdale's in the squad as well.
He is,
yeah. There's 4 or 5 keepers in the squad, isn't there? But there we go. But this is what I think a lot of the Eddie Howe gang have forgot. Lewis Hall took a year to become into the player that he came into when Eddie Howe got a hold of him. I remember Lewis Hall being substituted after 60 minutes against Everton at home because he had cramp, because he wasn't used to playing in the Eddie Howe style. Dan Burn was nowhere near the England squad.
Nope.
Nowhere near it. And I don't think he ever would be near it, but that's credit to him and also to Eddie Howe and the coaching staff for making him a better player. Tino, we always thought we had a chance to get into the England squad because of his performances, but Eddie Howe's made him better. But also credit to Trippier because he's obviously been learning from him as well. And Anthony Gordon has always had the talent, but he was a rat at Everton because we didn't have him at that point. But when he came to Newcastle, he had that spat with Eddie Howe, didn't he, at Brentford away?
Yep.
When he got substituted off and he showed disrespect on the sideline, Eddie Howe knocked that out of him and turned Anthony Gordon into a more rounded, better player on the pitch. He's still got a little bit of nastiness to him sometimes where he needs to cut it out, like the Liverpool game with that tackle, but he's gone on leaps and bounds himself. And we all know he's a very intelligent young man because when he talks these interviews, you can tell he's ahead of his age when it comes to things like that. So,
and we have heard directly from both Anthony Gordon and Lewis Hall, who said, look, we were fit when we got to Newcastle. We just weren't Eddie Howe fit.
Yeah.
It took time for them. I mean, they were match fit. They were ready to go, but they weren't ready to do the high press and the man marking and everything that's required of them in Eddie Howe's setup. And Anthony Gordon said it took him the second half of his first season plus a under 21 Euros to get anywhere near the fitness level that allowed him to then come into preseason ready to go for Eddie. And then Lewis Hall said the same thing. And Lewis Hall came from Chelsea on loan. And that first 6 months, he was just like, because he just wasn't ready for it. And now they are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not to mention Joe Linton, not to mention Bruno.
Yep.
I mean, Bruno was a quality player, but Eddie Howe improved them as well. Sven Botman, Shaw was out of favour. I mean, even Kraft, when he came in at times, he's been massively improved. Murphy,
agreed,
another player who's massively improved as well. So it just shows you that some people just don't know what they're talking about. And Stu, unfortunately, you are correct. If we do get beat on Sunday, there'll be a lot of noise from a lot of people. You won't find it from us, but it will happen. But we're not going to get beat.
It's inevitable.
Why we're talking about it. Exactly. It's not going to happen. So this comes to my tweet, right? I tweeted something out today. It's got a bit of traction because it's a bit controversial. So I put, have any of you Eddie Howe out ever thought what would happen if he left or we sacked him? So this is just a hypothetical question. His relationship with Bruno gone. I personally think Bruno would put in a transfer request if Eddie Howe left as well. He's already lost Amanda and Merdad. If you lose Eddie as well, you're losing that dressing room, the camaraderie, everything that's gone on. I reckon Tonali would put a transfer request in. I reckon Anthony Gordon would also put a transfer request in. Losing Eddie Howe could also set us back years. Just think about it for a second. And I tweeted that within 30 seconds. I got a reply going, "You're an idiot." I was like, well, you've really thought about this question, haven't you? Oh, Jesus. I'm like, think about it. Just think about it rationally. If you lose a manager who is galvanized a whole club, has, united the dressing room, he's like a family man, he's like a dad to them all. Also, Amanda and Merdad were, when they left, Bruno was gutted, you could tell. I think a lot of the players were. And then if you also take Eddie Howe out of that equation, there's a lot of players going to sit back and go, maybe the project's not working. And big players will be thinking that. We've now lost the manager who we believed in. We didn't want him to go because he hasn't lost the dressing room at all. All the players are fighting for him. So it's a sliding doors one, isn't it? It could go one way, it could go the other way. But a lot of people this is why I targeted the Eddie Howe out, guys. It's like, you can only see one side of the grass, which is we get rid of Eddie Howe, we sign an elite manager, we're going to sign better players in the window, and we're going to do really well. That's all they see. They only see that picture, but they don't see the other side that could happen as well. So that was my little tweet.
He's not good enough for Newcastle, Baz, but he should be the next England manager.
That was another very frustrating
that
thing.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He's not good enough for Newcastle, but he's the best English manager. Therefore, he should be the next England manager. That makes no sense whatsoever.
It doesn't exactly. Doesn't sound like you, Baz. No, it doesn't. But again, if you think about it, there is a sliding doors moment if Eddie Howe does go, and it depends how he goes. If he goes right, I've done enough. I'm going to the England job. Players might not be as bad on reflection, but if the board say we're sacking you, we don't think you're doing a good enough job, there could be players who think maybe this project's done now and we need to go somewhere else, and then we need to rebuild again. So I can see both sides of the coin. I can also see potentially an elite manager coming in like a Pep or someone like that would galvanize the club because he's the name, isn't he? But the other thing that they forget about is SCR. Do we actually have the financial clout to give an elite manager what they want?
Not yet.
And then would an elite manager really want to take the job if he doesn't have the clout that he needs to buy the players that he wants? And yes, it was very mild for me, to be fair.
The best man for the job is Eddie Howe at the minute. He knows how to manage a budget. He's managed it all of his life. He's a bloody good coach, like you said. He's brought on nearly every player that he's brought to the club and the ones that were there previous.
Mm-hmm.
No, I wouldn't have Regis.
With them. And no, I wouldn't have Regis either.
No. But it's just like I say, there's two sides of the fence, isn't there? And I just think the Eddie Howe out guys only see that one side where they think it's going to be rosy, everything's going to be perfect. When you look at what Eddie Howe's done in 4 years, it's been a bumpy road. And it's been a bumpy road because of restraints and restrictions, too many games, too many injuries. And people say that's an excuse. It's not. It's just a fact.
But then a lot of these people think success is linear, and it's not linear.
They do. They think success is just a simple, let's change the manager and get an elite manager in, and that's it. We're going to win things. It doesn't work like that. We tried that in the past with Kevin Keegan, with Kenny Dalglish, with Ruud Gullit, Sir Bobby Robson. All those managers failed to win a trophy, and they were big names, huge names in football.
If we got rid of Eddie Howe, I reckon Man United would go for him.
Yeah, I reckon you could be
right.
And
then if Man United went for him, he'd win trophy after trophy after trophy after trophy.
That's brilliant. This is the thing. A regular Eddie Howe fan was asked on another channel, will you keep Eddie Howe out? Well, you keep saying Eddie Howe out, you have their reply. Who would you get? It's up to the board. You know, if you're going to say Eddie Howe out, you need... I mean, the Adrian Durham one really pissed me off so much.
Yep.
Just because the simple fact is, he says he should have given his resignation. If they accepted that, we'd have no manager for the next 8 games. We'd have no manager going into the biggest derby in years because they beat us in the last game 1-0. You can't just say he should have just resigned and walked away. It's like...
And I've asked so many, who would you have? Well, Glasner. Glasner has a job.
Until the end of the season.
Glasner's not going to pick up and leave Crystal Palace with 8 games left in the season. No. He's going to see out those 8 games. Who else have you got? Oh, Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso is not interested in coming to Newcastle unless there's an open checkbook.
Exactly.
Oh, Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola has a job, and he's not going to coach another team in the Prem. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
No.
So they don't have concrete ideas. They have this Eddie out because he's not good enough for Newcastle. Okay, who is then? Well, whoever the board chooses. No, that's a cop-out. If you're going to say Eddie has to go because he's not good enough, then you tell me who's going to replace him.
Exactly. I mean, I
You know,
couldn't even
I was
hear
all
anyone.
for sacking Fat Sam in order to bring in King Kev. You know, come on,
Yeah.
that made sense. But you know, when King Kev left, we got Chris Hughton, and then we got Joe Kinnear, and then we, please not. Let's not do that again.
But this is it. I mean, we got Kevin Keegan left back in the day. We got Kenny Dalglish in. We struggled.
Yep.
Then he got sacked. Then we brought in Ruud Gullit, another massive name,
Yep.
supposed to be an elite manager. We absolutely struggled. And if it wasn't for Sir Bobby Robson, we would have got relegated.
Yep.
He rescued us.
Agreed.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? It's like, just sometimes I understand that in the future there will be a change at some point, but there shouldn't be any knee-jerk reactions just because we lost to Barcelona in the new camp and we got a bit battered.
Yeah,
and it's
Yep.
he needs another season. He needs another season. He really does.
Well, we're still recovering from last summer.
Yeah.
We will continue to say until we're blue in the face, folks, because last summer was a shit show. We can all agree it was a shit show.
Absolutely, massive shit show. Oh man. There we go. Right. This was a man who got it, Mr. Colaccini. How much would you love to see?
Colaccini.
You can check my Colaccini.
I want curly care too. But yes, absolutely. Read it because he is absolutely correct.
Yeah, so Colaccini, being a captain in England is like an honorary title. The role is highly respected. It's an award. I was Colo at the club. I'd always been Colo, but the day after being named captain, the staff started saying to me, "Good morning, captain. Good morning, captain." I went one by one to the measures, the kit man, the groundskeeper, and told them, "No, I'm still Colo. I was Colo yesterday, and I'll keep being Colo for everyone." There were details. The captain had his own exclusive parking spot right next to the entrance, the best spot. None of the parking spaces had names or numbers. They all rotated except for the captain's, which was personalized. The coach's spot too. When they make you captain, it's because they truly trust you. I mean, how much would you love to have him back in our squad?
It'd be interesting.
It would be, wouldn't it? I mean, he was a fantastic player for us. And he got it. He understood it as well. And he went down with us and came back up with us as well. So it just shows you what a guy he was.
Thanks, Gary. I just saw that ad.
Yeah, I've seen those adverts. They're quite funny. Exactly, because it's them, not our club, not our fans, not who we are. Well said.
Yeah.
Right. Where are we up to? Since we're playing them on Sunday, the scenes Sunderland tonight as they celebrate Newcastle's Champions League exit. It's the only bus parade they'll be having this season because, let's face it, they ain't going to be winning anything. And they ain't going to be winning the top dogs either. But we will come to that and why. Right, it is a massive game on Sunday. I don't like to call it a massive game, so I like to try and keep them as irrelevant as possible as a football club. You know, they haven't been in the Premier League for over 7 years. They're now finally back and they're giving it the big lick because they're having a decent season. Regis Lebrez has said that he doesn't feel his Sunderland players have put their heads down or they're on the beach yet because they've got 40 points. And they're looking forward to the Tyne-Wear derby because the simple fact is they beat us in the first game 1-0. So they're obviously buoyant from that. What are you expecting from Sunderland, Scott?
Do you know what it is? I think they'll do a bit like we did. I think they'll be shell shocked. It's even more so coming to SJP because it's bigger. It is a lot more hostile when it wants to be, and by God, on Sunday it's going to be hostile. It's going to be a bear pit. War Flags is probably going to do something absolutely outstanding.
I hope so. I mean, they've been preparing it for a week, haven't they?
Exactly.
Or 2 weeks.
You know, our lads are going to understand it more. And they've got injuries. I know they say they're coming back, but they won't be 100% fit.
No, that's the worst thing you can have as a player coming back for his first game to be in a derby, because let's face it, it's the most ferocious game they're going to play in again all season.
I think the only problem is I think they might play low block. I think they'll try and frustrate us.
That would not surprise me.
I honestly think they'll go to a low block. They'll try and frustrate the hell out of us. And it just worries me. Have we got the temperament not to, especially Joe Linton, will he lose his rag? But if we do play the low block, we need to figure out how we beat them. We need to get past it.
Yeah, I agree.
And I do believe we'll beat them.
Dan, I mean, they've got a list of injuries here. They've got Tyne-Wear out. They've got Mundell out. They've got Dennis Cricken out. Ruben Rufus, which is a big one for them, their goalkeeper. Brennan Fiore, Michele, and Angola. So apparently...
And Dan Ballard, possibly.
No, apparently Ballard might be making the game. He's a late fitness test. So he's not out. He's a doubt.
Which means we're going to give him 2 injections instead of 1. So, no, it's not ideal for Sunderland, obviously, simply because of the number of players that they've got out. I mean, we have faced these matches ourselves, with a full 11 unable to be called upon to play. So we're still missing 2 of our biggest players. If both Bruno and Tonali are not available,
Well, according to this, they are both out.
Right. So if they're not available, we're looking at a Willock, Joe Linton, Ramsey midfield.
We'll come to our team later because we're going to pick it together. I'm thinking,
and we've got guys who have, let's be honest, they're a little demoralized in the last 4 days. It's Eddie's job. He said it in his press conference immediately after. It's not hard for him to pick himself up. It's his job to help his players pick themselves up, because they will all have left the pitch the other night feeling defeated. And his job is to tell them, go back to your hotel rooms, look yourselves in the mirror, dust yourselves down. We've got a bigger match coming, the next one. And, after Sunday, he's going to say the same thing. We've got another big match next week. We've got another big match next week. It's all for Eddie. It's always about the next match. So he's getting them amped up to play this match on Sunday because he knows how important it is to the community, to the region, to his players, and most importantly, to the club, simply because we've got to bounce back from what happened in Barcelona. And show that we can continue to move forward despite the issues that we had this last week. So I think Sunderland's going to walk into, as Scott said, a bear pit. I think War Flags has got something up their sleeve that's going to be something that the crowd is going to be proud of and ready to get behind. And as we all know, there's nothing like the Geordie roar inside SJP. So let's bring it. I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. It's my last match here this trip. So I'm not ready to go home, but I'm ready to go home, if you know what I mean. So
let's talk about our favorite derby days. I tweeted out one of my favourite ones, and it was all the way back in 1992, 1993 when we beat them 1-0 at St James's Park. Absolute peeing down game. It was an afternoon kickoff. Scott Sellers scored the winner. We had Keith Hackett on the show a while ago, and he was actually the referee that day. And he was told by no uncertain circumstances that game was to be called off, even though I reckon quite easily could have been called off because it was that bad, the rain. But apparently the pie man said, you are not calling this game off because I've got thousands of pies and I can go out a date if you call this game off. So,
oh my God.
It wasn't the police. It wasn't anything to do with safety. It was all to do with the pies, which is
incredible. It was the pie man.
Yeah. And
that's hilarious.
It was my first ever derby as being in the ground as well. And it was just a special occasion. It was a great free kick from Scott Sellers as well. So that's probably my favourite Derby Day victory because it was the first. What was your favourite, Scotty?
It's got to have been Halloween, the 5-1. The 5-1 in Halloween.
Quality, that one.
Kevin Nolan doing his chicken dance. Like, do you know what it is? Like, it was just so fitting that it was on Halloween and they had an absolute horror show. It was just so fit. It was fantastic. I was there. And oh my God. Yeah, I was there. And it, you know, as a young lad, you always remember walking up the stadium for this game, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
You always remember it like absolutely unreal. But Halloween for me, unreal.
Yeah, I mean, that was the same for me back in the day. Like, I mean, Sunderland fans have done it for 6 in a row against us, and they'll always keep reminding us that. But when I was young, we did it to them so often. Every time I went to Derby days, I was thinking, well, we're going to win anyway. It's not really that much of a bother. But it's turned around now. Dan, obviously, this is your first Derby day as a fan being in the ground.
Yep.
What was your best Derby day memory being
Well,
back in?
and there were two, and Denny just hit the one. Watching Nikos score at Roker Park. I mean, that was our last match at Roker Park, if I remember right. Because Stadium of Light was open the following year.
I thought the header with Davies was at the Stadium of Light.
I don't know. Denny will know. Denny, you tell us.
Denny will definitely know that one.
But no, for me also, a memorable one, of course, is Alan Shearer's last penalty kick. Yes. at Stadium of Light, because that was his last match as well, and how fitting it would be that he would score his final goal at the Stadium of Light. So, I keep telling everybody, how important this match is today. I mean, on Sunday, because we haven't hosted a derby in a decade. Yes, we've played them at Stadium of Light earlier this season. Yes, we beat them at Stadium of Light last season, but that was in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I said, this is a big one for us because we haven't hosted one. Yep, agreed. Luque scored. Chopra scored.
Chopra scored with his first touch. Or was it his second touch? I can't remember which one it was. But
Luque wrapped it up.
With it, like radioactive, dog-a-bone, all the Macam's fucked off home.
So for me, it's those two. I mean, and I have loved watching as many of them as I have on telly. Like Scotty said, watching Kevin Nolan do his chicken dance, which I believe, if I remember right, was a dare at the beginning of the season. He and his lads were on holiday, and they said, "Look, if you score against Sunderland, what is your celebration going to be?" And he says, "Oh, I don't know. I'll think of it." And they said, "You got to do the chicken dance." And so when he scored that first goal, he got up and he was just like, "All right, this is what we're going to do." Just watching as many of them as I have, but the two that stick out, I just seen Nikos swinging his shirt above his head like that.
Yeah.
And then, and Alan's War Al's last match that was an important one.
It was. The other one that sticks out in my mind is when Shearer scored the free kick, the one where Nobby rolled it to the side for him, and he was wearing the big bandage because his head was peeling with blood.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus
that one
Christ.
always sticks out. That was a 2-0 win at home. So, I miss Sir James's part. Forgive my ignorance. It's naturally the 5-1. It's definitely the Robbie Elliott dance, because that's where you copied it from.
Thank you, Owen. Yes. And Mama T planned my trip home on my birthday so that I could start my birthday on Tyneside and I would end it walking in the front door. So
brilliant.
It's gonna be a long day, but it'll be a good one.
It will be. Right, let's try. Oh, Bellamy. Yep, he did. He scored after 1 minute and it just settled our nerves, and then Shearer. Bang.
Yep.
Loved that free kick.
For that on Sunday,
always worked. No, because we can't take free kicks. I mean, we could score after 1 minute would be nice.
Exactly. Don't care how it comes.
Right, I've got to try and do this so we can... Let's create our lineup.
Okay.
Can we all see that? Yep, we can.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got our 4-3-3, which we always do. That isn't Newcastle the first option in there.
Because it's not the top 6.
Oh, it's just changed to yeah. Brilliant, Dan.
Now, Dan.
Right, Ramsdale's going to start in goal. Hall
I
is
agree.
going to start at left back for definitely. Livramento is definitely going to start at right back. I think they'll definitely start as well. Botman and Chow. I don't think Dan Burn does after his baptism of fire midweek. Unless Chow comes out and Burn and Botman start. What do you guys think? What do the chat think as well? Who would you start as the 2 centre-back pairings?
Burn and Botman.
I think so too.
Burn and Botman.
I think Chow deserves a rest, and I think he was rattled at the Camp Nou the other night. So, I agree. I could see Botman and Burn.
So
I think he'll change the keeper, you know.
I don't think he will. He does. If he does, then he's stupid, because we all know what's been going on with Pope, and I don't think Ramsdale did anything wrong the other night. There was nothing he could have done with the goals. They were just poor.
I don't agree, but I've just got a feeling.
No, it's going to be interesting. Right, let's try and pick the midfield 3. So we know Tonali and Bruno are out. We know Ramsey and Willock will definitely be in there. Does Voltemada come in as one of the 3?
I could see that. I think Eddie will try and get Voltemada to be able to put the result at the other place out of his mind.
Yeah.
Give him an opportunity to step up and do something. And getting called up for the Germany squad as well will give him a little spring in his step.
Yeah, I'm glad he did. The thing is, does Voltemada come out and Joe Linton go in?
That's what I'd be thinking.
Like that?
Joe Linton would steady the ship a little bit more.
Well, Joe Linton has to play. I guess it's the Willock situation. Is Willock, is he fit enough to start with? Because he went off injured against Chelsea, didn't he? We don't know what his injury's like. I think Ramsey definitely starts because he's been playing really well. Joe Linton definitely starts because you need him in midfield again in this game, especially with Xhaka.
Yeah.
I just don't know where you fit Voltemada in unless you play him up front.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll stick with Gordon.
Okay. Barnes will definitely stay on the left if Gordon's going to play up front.
Right.
So does Murphy or Alanga start? Very hard to drop Alanga after that first 45 minutes in the new camp.
I would say Alanga starts. I think you'll keep Big Nick on the bench to let him soak up the atmosphere in a non-playing position first. Give him a little bit of time to settle himself, because it's going to be different in there.
Yeah. Yep.
He'll be able to take it in from the bench.
Pardon me.
Oh, the Simon will be in Monterey on the 31st.
Yep. He and family are coming up to visit his family or her family, his wife's family. So look forward to seeing them. Yep.
I'm just trying to see if anyone's got any.
No, I think the consensus is that Elanga will start. You were frozen for a bit and it looked like you were picking your nose.
Was it? Oh, brilliant.
Yep. We're all having a laugh.
All right. Fantastic. He's back. I didn't even realize because I was on the other screen on this one.
You froze again.
Yep, you're frozen now.
Right. What it is I'm back on the lineup thing, so that's probably why it's freezing, because I moved away from StreamYard. And I'm back again. We're there, we're there. There you go.
That's better.
It makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. I like to clown around a little bit. Are we happy with that starting 11? Do you think? Do you think that's the start 11 good enough?
It is what it is. I think it is what it is. You know,
I think it's good enough to win.
I think so. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come out the blocks as quick as possible from the start. We're going to be really relying on Barnes and Alanga to get forward as quickly and be as decisive as possible, be Johnny on the spot with the crosses, make sure that we're getting the balls into the box that Gordon can feed on, or Ramsey can feed on, or Joe Linton can feed on, and just get them there. The
only thing that he might do is he might rest Gordon, because he's played a lot of minutes, and he might start Baltimore.
I think that would be a huge mistake.
It could happen though, because Gordon has ran himself into the ground over the last 3 games.
I think the only thing is though, mate, I think he's the type of player that will come away from the other night at Barca and go, right, lads, this is huge. Let's go. He's the type of man that I would want up front leading the line. 100%. Yeah. I just think Voltmada needs to soak it in a bit.
It's just an afterthought, because there's a lot of rumours saying that Baltimore will be back in the lineup. If that's the case, then he's either going to be there for Willock or he's going to be there for Gordon, because they're the only 2 positions I think he'd play in.
Yep. Agreed.
I'd put him in there for Willock.
I could see it. Bring Willock off the bench.
Yeah. Because I don't know how fit Willock is. That's the thing. And we know Baltimore has been sitting on the bench and he is 100% fit. So I'm thinking, does he start? So
and if the answer is,
as long as he's not leading the line.
But that's what he does for Germany. Do you know what I mean?
I just don't know. I've just got this funny feeling.
Chez is right. Yep.
He's not ready.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought.
The game's hot. I think we don't want previous to haunt him. Gordon's not like that. Gordon's very good at going, right, I'm putting that one to bed.
Compartmentalizing. Yep.
He's very good at it.
I mean, that could be the team. It could be the other way around, where we've got, it all depends how they come out with the Barcelona game fitness-wise. He needs to have everybody who's on that pitch 110% fit, because let's face it, Sunderland have had a week off. They're going to be coming to St James's Park wanting to cause an upset, and they'll be ready for a fight and ready for a battle. So we have to make sure everyone on the pitch is going to be able to give everything.
Yep, agreed.
And that's the only thing that I think why Voltemada may start, because he's itching to play. And he wants to put right what happened in the previous game as well. So 100%. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But there we go. That was what.
Scotty. We could see Barnes drop to the bench and Gordon move to the left.
Yeah.
Oh, big decision, that one as well.
Yep.
Big decision. I mean, he has got big decisions to make. At least he's got a little bit of a lineup to play with now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Doesn't have much, but he's got enough.
Agreed.
Right. This is why the game it's not just massively important for our season, but it's massively important to put right this.
Yeah.
This is their record since 2012 to 2016 until they got relegated. They have got they are literally jinxed us when it comes to derbies recently. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 7 wins, 3 draws, and we haven't won a game.
Yep.
I put out a tweet, and it was the game when we beat them a long time ago. Peter Beardsley and Glenn Roeder and all them were playing 1984 or something like that. And then a Sunderland fan on Twitter decided to say, look, they have to go all the way back to these days to actually find a win against us. Obviously, that's not true, but I just like that win because we were together as a team. And it's always good to get old videos out and old goals that we scored and things like that, because football was different back then. But this, Scotty, this run has to come to an end.
It's a horror show, isn't it? If you look at it like that, it's a horror show. But it has to come to an end.
It's credit to them, but Jesus,
100%. It's awful looking for us, but I think we do it. I think it comes to an end on Sunday.
I bloody hope so.
I honestly do. I think we'll see some red in there after Sunday.
Don't say red.
And to be honest with you, I say after the 8. I think our season starts again now. I think we become dangerous.
I mean, this is literally, this is the other reason why the game is so important. Is the league table. Now you look at that, we're 2 points ahead of Sunderland, who are in 13th. If we lose to them on Sunday, we could drop to 13th with other results going against us as well. But if we win and results go our way, we can jump up to 7th. And then we could be knocking on the door of that 5th place spot again. There is 8 games left. That's 24 points to play for. That 5th spot is up for grabs.
It's not a done deal.
It's not a done deal. And I still think we're in
now.
touch and distance because we've only got one really tough game left when it comes to the Big Six. We've got Arsenal at the Emirates. Our other games against teams who are around us and below us. And if we can win, I would say 6 out of the last 8 games, I reckon we can nab that 5th place spot. I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Agree.
One can dream.
One can dream. One can hope.
Yep.
And that. Right. Let's get our
Stop
predictions.
playing to me. Start playing through me.
You know what it is? I actually saw that episode today. I went back and watched.
I'm not doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Can I speak? But you think I'm being a prick? I'm not doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Oh man, what a
great
series is brilliant. I can't wait for the 4th series to go. That's why I'm watching the 3rd series again to remember how it finished. Right, let's get our predictions in and send everyone on a merry Friday night. What's your predictions, Dan?
I say 3-1. I say 3-1 to the Toon.
They're going to score.
I can't. As much as I want to see a clean sheet, I don't think we have it in us. I would love to see a repeat of Chelsea. Maybe Sunderland will come in and respect the ball. Who knows? But I think I could see 3-1.
Yeah, I'm not against that at all. I'd take 3-1 all day long. Scotty?
You took the words right out of my mouth, Dan. 3-1. Gordon at the double. And a Harvey Barnes finish. 4-1 chairs. Oh,
I love it. You too, Owen.
I'm a little bit less optimistic, but a bit more optimistic as well at the same time. I think 2-0.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to score as many goals, but I don't think we're going to concede. I think this is a game when we're at home. I just can't see Sunderland getting into any positions to score often enough to take a chance.
Yeah.
I think we'll get in a lot of goal scoring opportunities, but I think it'll be one of those games where it doesn't go in, but it will go in eventually, and we'll scrape it 2-0.
For me,
always battles. That's the problem.
For me, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. I want to see Nick do something and try and exercise that demon. I want to see him because we all saw it. He saw the ball go under the crossbar. He saw it go in the net, and you could tell that he just wanted the pitch to open up and swallow him.
Yeah.
And I think he's been living with that since.
Yeah.
And I think if we give him the opportunity, let's say we go 2-0 up, and we're comfortable. We're feeling comfortable. I hope we put Big Nick up in the 9 and say, get your head on the end of one. Just get your head on the end of one. Or I would love to see him do like he did at Brighton and just come up with something out of nowhere and just go, get in, son. Yep.
See, I
because
think
we love him. We know we love him.
We do.
And he's gotten a bad rap. You know, remember, we were all madly in love with him at the beginning of the season when no one knew how to handle him, and he was scoring goals for fun. Then he goes off the boil, and everybody's like, shit. He's shit. We wasted 70 million pounds on this nutcase. And then we're ruining him for Germany. We're doing this. Piss off. The lad has had some bad matches. Let's go. And I just want him to come back and just, I want him to break some hearts is what I want. And I'm looking forward to it. I am wearing my Voltamata jersey to the stadium on Sunday because I'm behind that lad 100%.
I think it goes one of two ways. I think if we fly out the blocks like we did against Barcelona in the first 45 minutes, where we played lovely football, pressed them really high, there's no way they could get out with those situations like Barca's did. Not a chance. And I think we could steamroll them in the first 45 minutes. If we don't steamroll them, I think it'll be a tight game because they'll come out in the second half, they'll change things, and it'll be a bit more of a physical game, and it'll be harder to break them down. So we either absolutely tank them in the first half, or it's going to be a tight game. That's the way I see it playing out. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that's how I see it.
If we hadn't have played Barcelona a couple of days ago, I'd have gone with that. I just don't know whether the energy levels will be there to do it. And that's why I would start Gordon, because I do think he will have the energy levels. That kid can run for days.
As long as he's recovered properly, I agree. Because they've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They've got 3 days before the noon kickoff. So they've got a bit more time than usual to recover.
Yeah.
I would like to hear that somewhere in the bowels of St. James's Park that our guys have to go through an honor guard of Nabi Solano, Nikos Dabizas, Rob Lee, Alan Shearer, just all the guys who have played in this fixture before, and look them in the eye and say, I'm ready for this. We're ready to go. Let's go. You know, give them the kick up the arse that they need to get out there and give us the business. That's all we're asking for.
I think it's just a shame.
Good evening, Paul.
Be there on the field.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's just a big shame Bruno is not there.
But you know he's going to be on the bench. You know, that was the thing that I said to. I met up just before the pod tonight. I met up with Alan and Kelly from Baltimore. They just arrived today, so they're here for the match. Kayla from Philadelphia will be here tomorrow. She's arriving for the match this weekend. But I just said to him, when we were watching in the pub, we were watching the Barcelona match in the pub, when the referee had to go to the monitor for VAR to look at the Trippier penalty. We saw the referee step away from the monitor and issue a yellow card to the Newcastle bench.
Yes.
I thought it was to Tyndall because Tyndall was standing right there. It came out in the press today. Bruno got it. Bruno was on the bench, and he was absolutely giving the ref what for, and the ref wasn't having it. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's go.
Unfortunately, Gaz, you've came too late wherever he is. There he is, Gaz. We're finishing the show now, mate. You'll have to watch it from the start. But yeah, as long as we can't lose this game. We're not allowed to lose. I can't take another Derby Day loss. Not when we've got the Geordies via the Mackhams on Monday night. It would kill me if we've got to host that show after a defeat. It really would.
but Jules' screenshot, Cabby says if the Mackhams lose, he's going to do a fake taxi special. So we've got that in writing. Which we all know just means that Mackham Cabby is going to be driving around town with all the lights in his headliner. They'll just be red. That's all. That's all it'll mean.
Don't know, he might have been on the phone to Bonnie Blue.
Paul, the match on Sunday is at noon Newcastle time.
Yeah. Can't wait.
So
Can't wait, guys. Can't wait for it. We've got to beat them. We're going to beat them. I am nervous, but we're going to do it. We will be back on Sunday night for the review. I know Dan won't be here because he's watching the women play.
I'm going to go to the ladies' match. Yep.
Ladies' match. So
well, what time? What time are you going to go on? 8?
8 o'clock. Yeah.
Because the ladies' game starts at 5.
So it'll be tight, depending on how quick.
Depending on where I am. I mean, I could do it from anywhere. So yeah, we'll see.
Good point.
We'll see. I might pop on. Yep. Because I'll be getting Jack back to his hotel as well because he's got to go. He's leaving the next day. So. Yep.
Yeah. God, I hear he is. Scotty, that means you can't drink too much.
That's fine, mate. That's absolutely fine.
I'm not drinking a drop. All my plans have gone up to
just to win.
Unfortunately,
I don't care about the alcohol. It's the win. It's the win.
Just want to win. Right. It's been a pleasure, everyone. Thanks to the panel, as always. An amazing chat. And thanks to everyone in the chat who kept us going. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Let's hope for 3 points on Sunday, please.
Get in. Away the lads.
Take care till Sunday night, guys.
Have it. Come on.